Hello everybody, here is Flo speaking, and this tutorial is for you who are using the Adobe application, and specifically if you're using Adobe Brush. Now what you see in front of me, that's my Photoshop, and if you're familiar with my work and quite known for my textures that apply on my pictures, it's all over the places. You can see my Beyonce or whatever. And actually these brushes, I do them on my own mostly, and I create them with Adobe Brush. Often I use illustrations that I create, doodles that I create with other applications, but actually a very good way to make good brushes that you can use for good textures, that is to use pictures and edit pictures in Adobe Brush. Let me show you how. Just give me a second and let me grab my iPad. So this is my iPad, and now we have opened Adobe Capture, and Adobe Brush is an application now inside the collection in Adobe Capture. And what you see here, this is one of my libraries. I have a lot. Just let me show you. I create so many because once these lists are in my library, it's easier for me to find what is what in my application. So I have one that is just Photoshop brushes. Actually, I have a couple of these, but this is the one we're going to use today. And as you can see, I already have a couple of brushes, and both of them, they are created with actual pictures, not illustrations. So let's create a new brush, and for that I have to hit on this plus at the bottom of my screen. And here we go. Now I want to use a picture that I already have, and if you see on the top right of my screen, that's my collection of pictures in my iPad. So let's hit on this one, and I use the camera roll. Let's get on this one. And this is the picture that I'm going to use. And I can start editing now using my finger. I try to remove things that I do not want to have in my picture. And I don't need to be that picky at this point. I can do most of my job into the editing in Brush. So let's just create something like this, and then I hit on the green button on the right side. And here we are inside the application. When I can crop a bit more and get rid of things that I do not want to use. Okay, this is going to be my brush, and I have to choose for which application I want this brush to work. Can it be Sketch? Can it be Photoshop? Can it be Illustrator? In this case, I will use Adobe Photoshop, and this one is good for, and I can check on the right side, just moving my finger on the screen, I can check the brush. As I'm working with textures, I will use the third one. So let's go into my brush to edit, and if you see on the bottom right there's an edit brush, click on that one, and I'm back to the crop choice, and I can refine my brush. And this is the important part, that I want to get rid of those shadows. So I hit on the minus in the editing side, which is the dark side of the screen, and then I just use my finger on top of my screen to erase these shadows. Can zoom in to be sure I'm doing a good work. If I hit too much inside the sun, I can use a plus and recover like that, and then go back to erase, zooming in. So once I got rid of my shadows, I can check the brush here on the side, and I'm not done yet because after all this work, I can go to the presets and start editing the brush and make it work the way you prefer, choosing the angle, choosing the spacing and the scatter, and a lot of other things. And in this way I created a good brush that I can use as a button in Photoshop. As easy as that. And that was all for me this time. Thanks for listening. That was again Flo speaking. Have a great day and bye. See you next time.